Hello, I'm Dr. Alveda King, Director of African American Outreach with Priest4Life. I want to talk to you a moment about a tremendous blessing in my life, and that is the Issues for Life Foundation with Walter and Lori Hoy, Reverend Walter Hoy, my dear sister Lori Hoy, who of course has her own powerful pro-life testimony. And I hope you'll go to Issues for Life Foundation and go to their website and see Lori's testimony as well. I met the Hoys several years ago, and I remember marching with them in 2009 out in California. And as we were marching, I was just overwhelmed with the powerful ministry of Walter Hoy, Reverend Walter Hoy, who was determined to follow the Lord's leading, to stand up for the unborn and for the mothers and fathers and the families who were being so impacted by the acts of abortion. Walter, having his own civil rights heritage and history, his family having suffered so much during the years of segregation and racism in America, but determined to always be examples of faith and courage. And so knowing Walter and Lori, having worked with the Issues for Life campaigns and the Issues for Life Foundation now for several years, I remember there's a particular statement that I want to make about Walter. I guess it's become a quote now, and people hear me say it. I'll share it with you right now. Walter Hoy embodies the Martin Luther King Jr. legacy, standing up for the least of these, the vulnerable mothers and their babies. This is so true about Walter Hoy, Lori Hoy, Issues for Life Foundation. And they continue to stand for the babies, of course, the mothers, the fathers, the families, our communities. Such a powerful ministry. I remember when we were together on the pro-life freedom rides, and we were going across the South, remembering, of course, you had the freedom rides of the 20th century, where the college students boarded buses to test to see if the laws that were being passed to combat segregation in America would stand firm. And of course, they stood up against many perils during that time. Well, knowing that the civil rights movement of the 21st century moved into our awareness with the heat of the battle for the life of the little babies in the womb, for the sick and the elderly, not wanting euthanasia, mercy killings, abortions, and all of that. We boarded those buses together for the pro-life freedom rides. What a time, what a time, what a time. Even in 2015, I called Walter and I said, Walter, you and Lori are going to have to pray with me. We've got to have a pro-life presence in Selma for the 50th anniversary of the Edmund Pettus Bridge Bloody Sunday. Of course, in the previous century, my daddy, Reverend A.D. King, was on that bridge on Bloody Sunday. My uncle, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Uncle M.L., Daddy A.D., Aunt Coretta. Of course, they were marching then on the inequities of skin color and the ability and the right to vote. I said, but Walter, there are over 55 million babies now, 55 plus million babies. A lot of them African American babies who will never be able to vote, Walter. Walter, characteristically, how can Lori and I help? Walter, we've got to have a presence in Selma. And Walter made sure that we did. Walter, Lori, Issues for Life Foundation, thank you for remaining on the battlefield. God bless you. Your sister in Christ and for life, Dr. Alveda King, Director of African American Outreach, Walter and Lori, for Priest4Life.